Hi, this is Brian Wicklund with Garfinkel Schwartz. I'm in the Titusville, Florida office today on the Space Coast of Florida. It's very hot outside. Hopefully the weather will break soon. We also have an office in Maitland, Florida, which is a suburb of Orlando. I'm here to talk to you today about an act that most people are not familiar with that may apply to you if you work on a military base, but you're not military personnel. The act is called the Non-Appropriated Funds Act, which is very obviously technical sounding act, but what it basically is an offshoot of the Longshore Act, which is also the Defense Base Act is also an offshoot of the Longshore Act. And basically what it is the attorney's fees are all the same, the benefits are all the same, and it basically just simply applies to people that are employed on military bases by the government in the United States that get injured, but they don't get military help, they don't get VA help, they get injured. And an example would be any support staff that works on a military base for the government that would maybe repairing helicopters, gassing up planes. They might be cooks at the local military base complex cafeteria. They could be sweepers, they could be cleaners. They could be overnight security type people where the military is not involved and you have private security on the military base. Or you could be actually a hairstylist on the base. It's any of those types of people that are non-military people that are actually working on a military base. And the reason why you're covered under this federal law instead of some other law is because you're actually working in a place that's owned by the federal government and not by a state. So if you're in any type of military annex, what I would call a base or a fort, or an Air Force establishment, or part of an airport that's militarily owned, you're covered under this act. A lot of people and a lot of lawyers don't know this. They try to go through the state system, the state workers' comp system, and it gets all confused and messed up, and sooner or later you're going to find this out, and it might have been a lot of time wasted, a lot of money wasted, and a lot of resources wasted. So to be safe, on the safe side, if you work at a military establishment or somewhere that's owned by the United States, in the United States, and you get injured, you should call. And we can sort that out for you to determine what type of coverage you have. And if you have this type of federal coverage, it's normally much better than state workers' compensation laws. And that's basically because you're afforded that type of federal protection as a person that works outside of a state in the United States. So if you don't call me, call an attorney that you think might be qualified to understand these federal laws that are called the Non-Appropriated Funds Act, which is obviously something that even most of my friends that are lawyers have never ever heard of and never will hear of again. So please call me if you can. If you want to call someone else, that's great. Just please know your rights before you even seek the initial treatment, because going down the wrong road just causes all kinds of problems for you, for your medical providers, and for your ultimate value of your case. And so right up front, if you start this stuff up front, when it happens, it's much better for everyone, and it doesn't hurt you in any way. Again, this is Brian Wicklund from our Titusville office at Garfinkel Schwartz. We go anywhere and everywhere to help people across the United States. So please don't hesitate to call, and thank you for your time.